guess the closing of the marijuana dispensaries affects me as a patient, but more importantly, I think that it's a violation of the state's ability, I guess, to govern their own land use. There's no, in my opinion, there's no reason for them to close down these dispensaries. Closing down these dispensaries that are aimed at helping patients and providing medicine. I think that if you look at like statistics of like how much money we're spending on finding marijuana drug dealers, stuff like that, I think that we could be spending that money more efficiently by going after dealers of harder drugs or illegal dealers of marijuana, as opposed to dispensaries which have garnered licenses through legal means.
My opinion about the dispensaries closing is that it's unfair, unjust, and against the open speech policies. My opinion is that in a couple of years, weed is going to be illegal, and society is going to be much more grateful towards it, and only positives will come out of it as long as it's regulated correctly.
I feel like it kind of sucks that they're like shutting down the medical marijuana. I feel like a lot of people need that for different sicknesses that they have. So I feel like, I don't know, maybe because it's just like widely used by people who don't really need it, but I feel like now the people that really need it are suffering if they now make it illegal to them. So I feel like basically it's unfair. Maybe they should try to find a better way to deal with people using illegal marijuana just for their own pleasure.
I think they're spending too much money on trying to hold down what's already legal, and it could be a valuable cash crop if it turned legal, and that people aren't only using marijuana as a recreational drug, but people actually that have cancer, or myself who have eczema, use it to, like, we actually get validation from doctors to see that it's an alternative medicine that actually works and helps people.
I think that in this area that the medical marijuana dispensaries are, medical marijuana is widely being used for purposes that is not intended, so I can understand closings. However, I do think there are many individuals who medical marijuana needs to be available to. So I think that there needs to be medical marijuana dispensaries, and that this is a really important thing for those who have cards for appropriate reasons, but I think it's largely an issue of abuse versus use for intended purposes.
I think there's two sides to it. There is a positive side. It could decrease people actually trying to break in and trying to steal all the marijuana, but at the same time it makes it really hard, even harder to actually get marijuana for legal practices. So in a sense, I feel like it's a negative and a positive, but to be honest, I kind of go against the closing of the dispensaries because it makes it even more harder to actually locate like a hospital that will actually give marijuana to such as myself who's prescribed.
I think that they should be available for people that need them, so people that have legitimate cards that are suffering from pain and different issues that they have with, for example, a lot of people that have cancer and they're going through the treatment and experience a lot of pain from that, they should be allowed to access medical marijuana dispensaries. And maybe if they're being abused and if that was the reason that they were closed down, that would make some sense, but it's still not fair to those people that are still going through all that pain and suffering and don't have a way to sort of get rid of those complications. It's kind of unfair to